Alright. So, I'll be getting into some of my games from this Legacy Prelim today. Playing Blue-Black Scaminator. Yeah, let's get into it. So, round one, playing as Burnt Taco. Mold. I kind of wish I saw that hand a little bit more. Hold on. Won the dice roll. And so, like, yeah, this hand just. This grief doesn't have. Yeah, I think this hand's just a mulligan. Just kind of doesn't do anything. So I mull this, and a hand with no land, so I'm on 5, which isn't great. Usually have to keep this. My thought was basically we have to toss grief because we're too low on cards, and I think land. I think I toss sewers and grief here. Probably. Yeah, okay, cool. And then we hope to just like brainstorm into reanimate effect. It's on swamp. Evoke grief, pitching Atraxa. So at this moment I'm thinking some kind of like mono black reanimator. And I wasn't really sure what to do for a second. I thought about entombing. I thought about brainstorming, and I thought about doing nothing. I think entombing seems a little bit scary if we assume mono black reanimator, because you just reanimate our thing, so I didn't really love that. And so my plan was just to hopefully brainstorm, hit my land, and then set up like entomb into reanimate over the next 2 turns, something in that range. So I brainstorm. Probably should have brainstormed with grief on the stack, just to like, I don't know, in case I hit force. Maybe I just force this. Well, probably not. I don't know. Oh, I did hit the force. So this point, I think I would toss. I think you have to toss one of the lands, and then probably force. Well, oh god, we have to think about what we want to hide. I want to shuffle one of the lands away, and I don't really want them to see my force. So maybe it's like troll second and then force on top, and they can take entomb if they want, or daze. Yeah, it seems fine. I hide the entomb because I want to shuffle it away. Okay, sure, not crazy. Take daze. So by them griefing out my daze, that makes me think they're on some kind of combo. So I think I want to draw this force. But I mean, actually, that doesn't make any sense because they just like troll is just not a real card. Play their wasteland. We have to fetch surveil here. Yeah. We should cycle troll before we surveil. Okay, well it works out because we've been in this daze anyways, but I think we should cycle troll for surveil. Draw into him again, okay. Yeah, so like, Screef just, we can't cast it, just doesn't do anything, so I think we have to bin this. They probably waste me. Oh, okay, then Tomb Grizzlebrand, right? Thought about forcing that, but since like Troll was already in the yard, it's like if they had a reanimate spell, I'm not sure. Like, sure, Grizzlebrand's better, but if they have multiple enablers, we get punished by a single reanimate spell. And there's already like something decent in the graveyard. Like, we're probably not being Troll. We're definitely not being Grizzlebrand, but like, I don't really know if we're being Troll anyways. So I think my plan was to let this go, force a will if they have like a reanimate spell, and then hope to like top deck either like cantrip into our own reanimate or just reanimate. So they reanimate, I force, and then they probably just double wasteland us, yeah. At this point, I don't know, maybe I should have got tracks off that, but I like entomb up a fatty, and they just damn animate. I just keep on the spot because I'm not beating that. And at this moment, I'm thinking they're probably just like mono black reanimator. Yeah. So going into game 2. I cut my own entomb package in both our fatties because I thought they were a reanimator, and it probably didn't make sense for us to be reanimating. We probably want to take a fair attack versus the other reanimator deck, because we probably play a much better fair game. Boarded in like the extra push, this member, and what else did I board in? Oh, the fawns. Yeah, that makes sense. Just boarded our reanimate package. I think could have boarded in one more dismember, but I'm not super sure based on what I knew. So once again, no lander into this hand. That's just kind of whatever. I think I tossed back fawn here. Yeah, makes sense. Just 3 forces is kind of a lot of forces. We already have a redundant copy. Yeah, don't think I brainstorm. Do I brainstorm here? I don't think brainstorming makes a ton of sense. We can wait 1 turn. Yeah, land go. So, oh well, we could have forced this. What'd they pitch? Psychic Frog. Okay, so I think here's where I kind of knew some shit was up, was when they pitched the Psychic Frog, because I'm like, okay, well, they're definitely not mono black. And my thought was, since I have 2 force negations, I can counter at least 1 reanimate spell, and then if I draw a land, hope to jam my own reanimate spell. Because my thought was that maybe they'd try to reanimate this grief this turn. I wanted to reanimate the grief for myself. I think I should have brainstormed in response for sure. Yeah, I think that was just a mistake. Because I'm not using my mana otherwise this turn. There's just no reason. Like, yeah, so I force here. They force back. I just remember they daze. Yeah, okay. This is just super behind position. Let's let the game run at this point. It's like, it's not over, but like I have no cards in hand. Yeah, I think I should have just brainstormed in response to the, probably my mistake this game. Yeah, at this point, like, the game's just over. Alright. Okay, next round. Another Scaminator. Oh god, I remember this hand. I think it was fine because I gotta go turn 1 evoke grief, pitch troll, Thoughtseize, then ponder, untap animate dead on troll. Or no, just cycle troll and turn, yeah, then turn 2 animate dead. And then I can like ponder if need be off the turn 1 grief. So I think this is probably fine. Right, and then I see it's the mirror. I thought really the only card that made sense to take was reanimate. Like, Bowmaster's just kind of whatever. We're not going to have any targets to push. Taking troll doesn't make any sense because they'll just reanimate it. And then obviously brainstorm's just whatever. So I just take reanimate with the plan and just cycle my own troll on tap, turn 2 animate dead. I think that makes sense. Yeah, I get sewers. Just clean turn 3 surveil. Jam this animate dead. Actually, it may have been better to get C here. If I got C, I could have cleanly had a fetch for brainstorm, which could have been nice, but It's kind of hard to say. If I didn't draw exactly Brainstorm, then just having like a super to surveil with on 3 is kind of nice. Their Swamp, grief me, but like I just have cantrips. It's fine. And then now I gotta reanimate their Troll after pondering. I think I reanimate first to play around Daze. And then, oh, I ordered this so badly. I should have had the land that's below this Animate Dead on top so I can bin it. But this is like some really bad missequencing, playing during work, like whatever. And this game's like kind of already over. But anyways, win game 1. Game 2. I board out, yeah, Griefs. Why did I board out just a track? So this seems very random. It's kind of like running out of time pressure, right? So I keep in 1 fatty plus Entombs. I think Intraxa may be the better fatty, but whatever. Lead on Swamp push. I think I should have pushed in their upkeep. No reason to just let them daze me for free, and I get free card information on what Dover flips, but whatever. A Frog. So I think you have to force this, and I think I want to force because leaving ourselves with 1 force and no other blue cards doesn't make a ton of sense, and I want to force this to begin with so that I can untap and go land, reanimate their Frog. Just like, Frog's good, don't want them to have it, and I get to yoink their Frog. So anyways, untap and draw Animate Dead, but I cast Reanimate anyways to play around Daze. So if they want to interact with this, they have to force. And now I have a Frog in play. It's looking alright. So they go push my Frog, reanimate Frog, and now I'm kind of like, ah, fuck. So I Brainstorm, and I hit this Dismember, which is really nice because it perfectly cleans their Frog. And so what do I do here? I think I just put like both the lands on top and then shuffle away one of the lands next turn. Oh, sure, I put whatever that card is, but I want to draw it, I think. I don't think I want to shuffle away Animate Dead. Yeah, okay, so cycle, Dismember, and then just ponder this turn, yeah. Clean. Hold on. Was it just better to draw fetch and then just Dismember and Animate Dead and leave myself with ponder? Yeah, I think so. Because I don't really feel like they have days at this point. And getting back Frog or Troll this turn probably is just better than resolving this ponder now. Oh, I kind of skipped through that, but I think all the cards were good. It was like reanimate, some other stuff. We'll see. This 3rd card, yeah, reanimate, Animate Dead. And I just go to town, Animate Dead their Frog, they surgical it. Now I just get to Animate Dead. Push was like quite good this game. And so Animate Dead my Troll. Feel like pretty good about my position. If this Troll was a turn earlier though, man, like I actually would have closed this game out like much quicker. Now I just draw the Troll. So yeah, my top 3 cards of that ponder were reanimate, Animate Dead, Troll, and so now I just probably should have thought about getting a UC to play around Daze here. But anyways, they just forced me, and now I get rewarded. I think thinking about when I want to play around Daze, and like maybe it's something more in paper where how much my opponent is thinking can like influence how much I try to play around Daze or don't play around Daze. But there's definitely like 2 spots this game where I had the option to give up a surveil to play around Daze, and you know, could or could not have. So they ripped the removal spell, but at this point it's just like there was nothing to really counterplay against it. Love a Frog, so draw that. We're kind of just in clean top deck wars at the moment. And from this point on, we kind of just are in this dumb frog mini game. I eventually draw out of it. Feel like it was kind of coin flippy. If I animated dead a turn earlier, we just wouldn't have ended up in this position. So I guess that brainstorm like was pretty relevant actually. That one extra turn on the troll attack was very real. Not sure there's a need to put them to exactly one. I guess it turns off the fetch, and it turns off force technically, but yeah, I guess it just locks them out of surveil. Which is probably fine. To like brainstorm into another frog, so they like buy themselves a turn. But then I just untap land and like I get a hard cast this troll, and then they like actually have no outs because they can't answer troll and frog. And game's over. Next round. So, I mean, I just I don't like this hand, but I kept it. Just feels bad, I guess. Maybe it's fine. So, maybe on their end step I meant to brainstorm? Yeah. Not great cards. I think you probably toss like Force Grief or Force Troll. Yeah, probably Force and then Troll or Grief. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Untap, Cycle Troll. Get sewers, yeah. Draw another Troll. Grief them. Okay, so their hand was Waste, Swords, Crocus, Pithing Needle, Overshot, Important Maze. I took Crop Rotation. Although I could have just forced it, but I didn't think taking Needle basically made any sense. And my thought was like, if they have Mazavith and Caracas, how good is Swords like actually? But maybe I'm supposed to take Swords anyways because I have Force in my hand. So hopefully they like go for a crop rotation and I just get to force it. And they end up like down a land. Doesn't seem crazy to me either. Why do I top the Surveilland? Oh, because they're going to wasteland me, right? At least that's the fear, I think. And also, like, if I'm really concerned about the Swords, I can just grief it out again. I think topping Frog here was just a mistake. Because I just have Mazavith in hand. But I pitch it to see him again, and then they just have another crop rotation. So I'm just kind of sitting here, not really doing a ton. I don't know, this game feels pretty awful, like start to finish. I don't want to just fully say that I like drew bad, because I'm sure like Julian or Mac will just come in here and be like, I clearly did something wrong. But I kind of just didn't find a reanimate spell, it feels like, and maybe that just means my hand was a mulligan. I don't know. But just kind of letting the game run because it feels like I just don't have a ton of moves. Like, I don't even want to cast this frog because I maybe want a card to pitch to Force of Will, but like now they're got life from the loam and they're just gonna start looping me. Just feels like super cursed. And like and here I draw the Archon. It's like, well, now I just have no fatties in deck because I pitch the Atraxa to the thing and they plow it. And I was like, oh fucking damn it, right? They have plow and like, it's just like, it's so cursed. They like continue loaming. And I think, yeah, I just like have enough because I have no big guys to reanimate. They have Maze out, and like they're just gonna wasteland loop me in this. I don't think I have any outs at this point. Game 2. What the fuck was I doing? Oh right, I submitted 61. I got distracted with work stuff and it's super low on time. Plus I like goldfish them and look at their weird ass list. But think I should have been cutting dazes, more dazes for sure here. But like whatever. I was like off a couple cards in boarding, but so this hand's like turn 2 animate dead or turn 2 reanimate troll. Wait, why am I pondering? Oh, because I thought troll wasn't good enough. So hold on, I should restart this replay. My thought was that turn 2 troll just isn't that good versus land, so I wanted to try to set up bigger reanimate. So I ponder. I don't think this is keepable really. I don't want troll or land, and borrower's just like sure it's good, but I don't think it's progressing my game plan forward. So I shuffle, hit a land, kind of whatever. It's like forest. Obviously I can't counter it. And exploration. I can't counter the explanation. Here, I think it just makes total sense to jam frog. This frog can get something done. And they just have maze. So now, yeah, ponder. Looking for, I guess we could just reanimate troll this turn. Not sure. And I think these brainstorms are great. So draw the brainstorm, and like it's 2 more lands. And now I have effectively 5 lands in my hand. So I need to like put back 2 lands, shuffle next turn, brainstorm again, hopefully shuffle away even more lands. Like this daze is just also awful. Maybe I should have kept daze over one of these lands just so like if I brainstormed into force or something, I could force something relevant. Now they like set up stage, copying Saga. So I topped this reanimate. Why did I top reanimate? Oh no, I've been reanimate, right? Because I'm looking for Entomb. Okay, cool. So, brainstorm, find the Entomb, but also find Harbinger. Put back those 2. And, okay, so I just make a massive, like, misclick here. I get Islands to Swamp, just, like, clearly just a misclick. I'm gonna let the game run out from here, though, because this Harbinger just, like, fucks them. It, like, just completely wins the game on the spot. They have this Merit Lage, I have a borrower for it, though, and then the game goes super long. I'm just gonna let it run, but basically they just, like, never cast another relevant spell, and I just beat them down with Harbinger and plus this borrower. That's like mostly the game. They can loan back whatever they want. It's all islands now. I was a little bit scared of this library initially, but then I kind of realized it just, like, they're taking 5 damage this turn, so it's fine. And now I have double force backup, so, like, what are they even drawing into? I don't think there's a ton of outs. Like, they play Soul Guide Lantern, it's just like, who cares? Just kind of holding my forces for, like, actual relevant spells. So yeah, not really a ton to add here. They crop rotation on my upkeep, I think. And I just force it because I'm like, I look through the deck list and I don't know what they could possibly get, but I just have another force backup. And I kind of just didn't think the game could go wrong, so I countered it, but I wasn't super sure they had a good card to get. Maybe like a planes or something, right? And they like start casting swords and maybe it causes an issue, I don't know. But it seemed fine to counter. Anyways, game 3. I think I clean up my boarding for this game. Yeah, cut all my dazes, cut 1 grief, maybe scuffed, but if they're on 30 lands, I don't think I like grief versus their deck. Maybe some amount is fine. So this hand, like if this was any other land, I think I'd keep it. Like if it's fetch or something, but surveil land plus this Archon just not being great made me mull it. And then I hit this, which is like I feel like the hands I got a lot of the day with this deck where it's just some clunky pieces. Boy, why'd I toss a Traxa and not land? What? Okay, that seems like a mistake. Anyways, I guess for whoever's watching this, should I have forced this turn 1 Mox Diamond? I wasn't particularly sure, but my thought was basically I'd rather force a card advantage spell than a Mox Diamond. Because forcing their acceleration when I'm going to give them a ton of time to kind of get out their lands anyways just didn't make a ton of sense to me. For sure should have had a Trax of this game in my hand over land. And now they have library. I think I have to force this. I have no pressure on them. And this game, as you can see, is just like kind of cursed from this point. I think I had Borrower. This game gets much better. This turn I can just like Borrower the Mox Diamond. Why do I evoke Grief? Maybe I'm just like scared. But I know they have like a Tabernacle in their hand. So yeah, and they draw Ghost Quarter for turn, just Ghost Quarter locked me from here. So I think it was a mistake to not keep the Attracts in hand, but not sure what would have changed the outcome of this game. Maybe it's supposed to go to 5? I think I feel fine about not forcing the Mox Diamond. Yeah, it's like just Ghost Quartering me, and I think I scooped relatively early, but kind of felt super cursed. Like I'm just, no land is ever sticking ever again. So I guess in hindsight, maybe I ran bad. Like I mulled the 5 in my round 1, then mulled the 6 and like kept a not great hand. This round, I mulled the 6 and like this game I just kept a pretty abysmal hand. Kind of hard to say. Anyways, next game. So final round. Oh, okay, sorry. I want to double check that mulligan real quick. Yeah, this hand just is too bad. Even a Brainstorm can't save it. Then I get 4 lands into Grief, and yeah, I mean, I keep this, but it feels like this was kind of the story of my prelim where I'm just trying these really awkward hands. So, I was really confused by this. I had no clue what they were playing. It becomes obvious, like, a turn or two later, but I think it would have been nice if I kind of automatically realized that this was what it was. So, Frog's good, but the other 2 are bad, so I think I have to ship this, because drawing an extra land at this point is too detrimental. So I shuffle and hit Brainstorm, kind of what we were looking for. They play this, and yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. And then now I gotta like shuffle away 2 lands, and try to set up like frog plus reanimate next turn, which I think is alright. Really wish I had one more black card to set up this like grief plus frog bin archon plus reanimate. It's like would have been nice.
Games at 8 o'clock.
Sorry. Spoke to my dad for a second. Recording resumed. Anyways, yeah, I'm just setting up like frog reanimate. I'm finally getting somewhere. Try this brainstorm. And I felt like they were going to combo off next turn, which they were. But what I failed to calculate was that they just could have made a Saga token if I go Archon. So at the point in which I realized that they could do that, the game was kind of just over. So I grief for information and promptly scoop up my cards because I have lost. I think I made some very large strategic mistake this game. I'm not sure. Would be open to input. But like I think I needed 2 turns ago to realize, or like a turn cycle ago to realize that my plan wasn't going to work and calculate for some other line. But yeah, they're just going to get Shuko their illusionist a bunch and win. So that's game 1. Game 2. How do I board out 2 griefs? Sure. Swap 2 griefs for removal spells? And I cut the bar. Yeah, cut 2 griefs and a brazen for removal spells. Grief from turn 1, get some information. Hopefully this troll goes the distance with their removal spell. And so I either have the option between Veil and Ponder, but I think Veil, just counting my Dismember later on, is going to cause too many issues. So I take Veil and just make the obvious play, which is Misty, Ponder. So here's a situation where I trolled for UC because I figured I could just fetch later on if I wanted to Veil. So now they draw the Soul Guide. What do I put back? I put back Land Tomb, but I was definitely moving too quickly. I think I hold on to this reanimate because I hope they will crack their Soul Guide and then maybe I get to like reanimate something later on. But anyways, Frog. And I feel pretty good about this game at this point. Don't think they can really get me. They played this shitter. I was like, swing if they want to double block my frog, and then I'll just like discard a card and it's fine. Like, keep this reanimate so that if they get greedy, cycle troll, then it's fine. They get Shuko, play Nadu. So they target Nadu. I think I should have dismembered before they resolve that trigger. I was thinking maybe I want to get more information till after, but if they rip like Force, plus I already have blue card from not Narcomoeba, but something else, then could have gotten punished pretty badly. But anyways, just dismember and won this game. Yeah, clean game. So, boarded out a second grief on the draw. I don't remember what I brought in. I guess an extra dismember probably. Seems fine. This hand also seems exactly fine. Like, we don't really have a plan, but we have some cantrips, and we can like maybe turn 2 animate. Yeah, turn 2 animate dead troll with like 4 sand days seems fine. They don't really do much. So I set up our troll. Did double UC, animate dead the troll. Feeling like decent about this game. They like swords my troll. I think it was really interesting if I'm supposed to force that. But I didn't because I have these cantrips, so my thought was I could like regain pressure, and I would rather just force a more important card. I didn't think like jamming through the troll made a ton of sense. When we have these like cantrips, we can just try to set up pressure later down the line. No clue if I'm supposed to ponder first or brainstorm. Open to input there. Here, probably just like put back Atraxa. Or we could actually just, we could put back Entomb, go land Frog, like put back Atraxa, put back Daze. Or no, put back Entomb, put back Daze. Or I think I would go put back Entomb, put back Animate Dead on top, play Frog, bin Atraxa, set up Animate Dead next turn. Yeah, okay, that's actually a super nice line. Play this Frog, plan on binning the Traxa, and then we reanimate it next turn. They just like mega shitter. Make another shitter. But this is completely what I failed to calculate for, which is just Soul Guide. Which makes my line way less nice. Now we're kind of in this shit position where I really felt like I could have done something else. So we have Entomb on top. Probably have to ponder. Shuffle that away. Draw the Entomb anyways. Maybe I'm just supposed to wait on my Psychic Frog this game. Anyways, I start getting aggressive with the Frog. Trying to race them. I'm like a little bit up on life. They have more power, but like I can bin. I think I bin 2 cards to the Frog, so I'm like my plan is basically just to frog them at this point. Jam another Frog. Have at least like double force backup. And so they plow the bigger Frog. I think that one I probably should have forced actually. Keeping that 3/4 Frog around not only represents more pressure, but also represents more damage, and I can race them. And it's like I just end up like dazing this brainstorm, but I think one of these other plows I probably should have forced. Get in, and now I'm trying to like race, but they have like 9 power and I have 3. It's just kind of cursed. They have a 2-turn clock. So I forced the Cephalid Illusionist. I think I should just force the second plow probably. I'm just a little bit much of a coward. And like now they jam Nadu, and my whole plan was just to block with Frog, bidding all my cards, but Nadu shoot go, it's like 6 activations. I could have played it out, but I didn't want to. That's it. That's the prelim. So pretty rough, but there's definitely some stuff to be improved on from my side too. Curious to hear everyone's thoughts.